So you know those little things, those little habits that we do that maybe we think is supporting us, maybe we think that it is helping us in some way, but ultimately the habit or the pattern or the action um, isn't that great, and sometimes it's even harmful. So this is going to be a quick video for any bad habits, any kind of like perpetual patterns that you find yourself engaging in that you kind of just want to lessen, or maybe you want to start to understand why you're doing it, or to just kind of release some tension or some intensity that you might be feeling around it. So please just choose one thing. You don't, I know a lot of us have perhaps many bad habits. I know that I do. But maybe if you're doing this, just focus on one today, and you can always come back and do this again. So if you're new to tapping, as always, you can go to some of my earlier videos, see what it is, see how it works, and see what it does. And if you're ready, you can go ahead and bring to mind a habit, a pattern, a habitual thing that you might be doing that is perhaps not the most supportive. Maybe it's not the most beneficial. Maybe you think that it's supporting you, or it temporarily feels good, but in the long run, you know that it's actually going against what you want, and maybe even going against some your health things that actually really matter. So go ahead and bring that to mind. Notice what you feel in your body, any sensations. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and start tapping on the side of the hand. And please use the words that work best for you if mine don't resonate or don't land. So go ahead and start tapping on the side of the hand. Repeat after me. Even though I might have this bad habit and I want to stop, I want to quit, but I'm just having a really hard time doing it. I acknowledge how I feel. I notice what might show up in my body. And I'm open to loving and accepting myself exactly as I am. And continue tapping on the side of the hand, even though I have this habit or this pattern that I find myself engaging in. And it's not super helpful, but I can't quite seem to stop myself. I acknowledge how I feel. I acknowledge any resistance I might be experiencing. And I'm open to loving myself exactly as I am. And last time on the side of the hand, even though I have this bad habit, and maybe I've had it for quite some time now, and I'm ready to release it, but might be having a really hard time in doing so. I acknowledge how I feel and any negative experiences or emotions that might be linked to this. And I'm open to loving and accepting myself exactly as I am, even if this habit or this pattern never changes. Okay, go ahead and tap on that eyebrow point. And go ahead and bring to mind whatever habit or pattern that you are dealing with or thinking about for this current moment. Moving to the side of the eye and just repeating after me, this habit. Moving underneath the eye, this bad habit that I have. Moving underneath the nose, and just notice immediately what you feel in the body, where you feel it, if you feel anything. Maybe it's an emotion, maybe it's a sensation. Moving to the chin, this habit that I have been doing for so long. Moving to the collarbone point, I know that it's not always great for me. Moving underneath the arm, but I just can't seem to stop myself. Moving to the top of the head, and just noticing if there's any resistance, if there's any frustration or anger. Moving to the eyebrow point. Just tuning in and noticing if there's any sort of frustration towards yourself if you've tried to break this habit or pattern before. Moving to the side of the eye, repeating after me. I acknowledge any emotion or resistance that's showing up for me. Underneath the eye, as I think about breaking this habit. Moving underneath the nose. Maybe I started this habit. Moving to the chin. As a means of coping with something. Collarbone point. That was difficult, that was happening in my life. Moving underneath the arm. And maybe that habit no longer serves me. Top of the head. And instead of getting mad at myself, moving to the eyebrow point, instead of getting frustrated and angry that I can't seem to get rid of this thing, moving to the side of the eye, maybe I can have compassion. Moving underneath the eye, maybe having resistance and trying to push myself to stop doing this pattern or this habit. Moving underneath the nose is actually working against me. Moving to the chin, maybe it's creating more resistance. Collarbone, and perpetuating the habit that I'm trying to break. Moving underneath the arm. So maybe bringing in compassion, top of the head, and bringing in acceptance. Eyebrow point, that for right now, I have this habit. Moving to the side of the eye. Maybe for just this moment, I can bring acceptance to this pattern and to this behavior. Moving underneath the eye. Maybe just for this moment, I can bring love to myself. Underneath the nose. Because I can start to understand that this habit, moving to the chin, was formed as a means of self-protection. Collarbone, as a means of coping. Underneath the arm, as crazy as it might seem. Moving to the top of the head. And the more acceptance and surrender that I can bring to this, eyebrow point, the more space that can open up to release the grip that it has. Moving to the side of the eye. And just saying here, I'm open to accepting this habit. Underneath the eye. I forgive myself for engaging with it. Underneath the nose. And I'm open to releasing it. Chin. I forgive myself. Collarbone. And I'm open to thinking about new patterns and behaviors underneath the arm that might actually support me. Moving to the top of the head, and just start to think about what need is trying to be met by engaging in this bad behavior or this bad habit. Eyebrow point. So if you find yourself scrolling on social media excessively, consider what need is trying to be met there. Maybe you're trying to relax. Maybe you're trying to connect. Maybe you're trying to find some space just for yourself. Moving to the side of the eye. But maybe in that behavior, you find yourself more drained after doing it. moving underneath the eye. So if that need is more time to yourself or more opportunities to relax and turn off, moving underneath the nose, consider what activities and behaviors might actually meet that need. Moving to the chin, and just trusting, saying out loud, I trust myself to be able to take care of my needs, collarbone, in a healthy way. Underneath the arm, I trust that I'm able to take care of myself. Moving to the top of the head, because I fully deserve it. So go ahead and stop tapping. Notice what you feel in the body. Notice if the number, I don't know if I had you all choose a number before, but if you did choose a number, notice the intensity before the session. Notice what it might be now. And just notice if anything popped up. Maybe there's thoughts or memories connected to why this habit or this pattern started, and you might want to go back and do some more tapping around that, or you're welcome to do this again. So I hope this was helpful. Just know that any pattern or habit started from a place and can be ended from that same place. So you do have the tools. Tapping is a wonderful tool. If you need further assistance, you can always reach out to me for individual sessions. And if I'm not the right resource, I have plenty more that I can recommend. So happy tapping, and I'll see you soon.